So as you can see, I got a lot of tech pouches here, but today we're gonna talk about the Evergoods CAP2 tech pouch. Pack it out, see if it's for you, but if it's not, hard-ish shell, thoughtful organization. Very, very tight and very thin. Feel kind of like a brick in your bag sometimes. You're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the review because I'll make some alternative tech pouch recommendations that might better suit your style. But you guys later, you first, let's go. Let's start by talking about the gist of the Evergoods CAP2. I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised it's taken me this long to review this tech pouch because it's probably the most iconic and like crazed tech pouch in the world. Like, this is the Taylor Swift of tech pouches. And that's because A, it's awesome, but B, if you don't know, Evergoods is a company from Bozeman, Montana, and they make really great gear that's created a very passionate cult-like following. And you can't shut them up. But this pouch is one of the reasons why. Should be noted, I have two versions with me, the regular version in blue and a limited edition waxed canvas version in black. We're gonna use the blue version for the majority of this review because that's usually the one that's available online. But it should be noted that Evergoods is constantly doing different collabs and limited edition drops. This is the Griffin collab with Carryology and that neon orange inside, so keep an eye out if you like limited edition stuff. So the gist of this thing is, it's a 2-liter, hard-ish shell tech pouch that can self-stand pretty well. But its biggest calling card is when it's in front of you. You know, you're at your desk, you're getting some work done, you gotta grab something. It does this absolutely freaking brilliant opening system that I'm not 100% sure if Evergoods pioneered, but it's definitely theirs now, and it's really impressive. The CAP2 currently comes in 3 color options. As the name suggests, it does have 2 liters capacity. The dimensions are about 10 inches wide, a little over 5 inches tall, and a depth of just under 4 inches. Evergoods says the CAP2 weighs about half a pound. That checks out. And for all that, as of recording, the CAP2 runs around 75 USD. And if at any point in this review you're like, dude, I wanna be a part of the Evergoods cult, get me one of those CAP2s, let's go. And you're gonna make a purchase, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps us support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the outside of the Evergoods CAP2. First up, material. Now, like I mentioned, Evergoods does a lot of like limited edition runs with different types of fabrics and materials. But typically they're known for their solution dyed 420D nylon. It's got a It's got a silky touch to it while still being quite weather resistant and durable. Now, one thing to note is underneath this primary material is a decent amount of padding, which is gonna be a pro or a con depending on what you're looking for. The pro, padding equals extra protection, good for a tech pouch in your tech gear. But a con is it does make the CAP2 a little on the bulkier side and not very like malleable. And that can feel kind of like a brick in your bag sometimes. Evergoods cult, they love the patch life. I am not somebody who's about patch life. Many of you guys out there are about patch life. I respect the hustle. But if you are about the patch life, you'll be smitten to know you can just go ahead and cover the Evergoods logo with whatever patch that expresses who you are. Maybe one day I'll like patches. I'm not judging, I got a freaking sticker on my computer. Listen, I get wanting to decorate. Just haven't gotten into patches yet. Do you like patches? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, it's funny, the whole patch thing, it's very controversial in the carry community. And if you're enjoying this review and you're like, carry community, what is that? Well, it's just like people like me who are obsessed with bags and backpacks and slings. There's literally a revolution happening right now. And if you want to be at the forefront of that revolution, you're going to want to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter. In that newsletter, I'm always covering the newest drops in the carry community, limited edition collabs, bag releases from all corners in the world, from the biggest of the brands to the smallest of the brands. So if you want to stay on top of the bag world and always know what's happening, be sure to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter below. Just look out for that blue globe emoji. On the top, we have a handle. It's really basic nylon webbing material. I've never actually carried my CAP2 like this. Our media manager, Margaret, this is actually hers. We both rock the CAP2. Margaret, have you ever used the handle? No, yeah. It's not something that you utilize often, but I guess it's nice to have just in case. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 exterior pockets. Similarly, I love my CAP2. I've been using it for months now. I've also never used these exterior pockets. Have you, Margaret? We've never used them. Nice to have. They're so discreet that you forget they're even there until you need them. But they're also very, very tight and very thin. And as this pouch is packed out, the space that you can pack these out with will be compromised. We'll be sure to do this when pack out the pouch in the next section of the video. Un momento. Oh, I also forgot we have a handle on the bottom as well, in case you wanna go clutch style upside down. These are just nice points of leverage to have, and they're so flush and subtle that like I'm glad to have them. Don't get me wrong. But another note on that bottom is just how well this thing stands, because it's really not just a tech pouch. Like, the unique selling point is it's like this tech pouch meets what's like being referred to now as desk caddies, right? Just this sort of portable workstation that's in your backpack, and when you open it up, it self-stands, and then voila, everything's there. It's easily one of the most unique selling points and best selling points of the CAP2. All right, let's talk about this exterior zippered pocket. Now, Margaret modded this with a zipper puller, and I commend her for it, because one of my points of criticism is, like, I find it very annoying that my version doesn't have a zipper. I hate it when zippers don't have pullers. It's an easy fix. Pop on Amazon, grab yourself whatever zipper puller you want, but I just feel like they could have included one. That would have been nice. And then when you're in, you can see it's actually a pretty decent sized pocket. You've got a mesh divider, which protects it from the inside of the CAP2, and a key leash. We're gonna pack it out in the next section, so let's kind of jump into it. Let's talk about the inside of the Evergoods CAP2. To get inside the main compartment, we have Evergoods signature zipper pullers. And it's a very satisfying zipper puller because it's a very smooth and sort of like adventurous experience in this like circular sort of road. And then every time you're done, it does that. And that is also very satisfying. Now let's look at the internal layout of the CAP2. On this side, we have the mesh divider that separates the exterior pocket. Remember the key leash? Hey, bud. And then the actual main compartment, we have 2 back sleeve pockets, a semi-movable divider with a zipper pocket on top that has a large space and a couple of smaller pockets inside. And then finally, 3 smaller pockets on the edge. Evergoods interior materials are pretty standard, and those are their words, not mine. It's actually a standard grade that they use in all their products, or most of their products. Some nice interior materials. One little thing that always irks me about Evergoods products though is it says designed and developed in Bozeman, Montana, which makes a lot of people think that they're made in Bozeman, Montana, but these are made in Vietnam. Evergoods actually says, you can see that tag right there, sewn in Vietnam, which, I don't like that. But what I do like is just most things about this pouch. Let me show you how I personally pack it out. I got some notebooks, meds, cables, tape measure, keys, bunch of tech stuff. Let's see how it packs out. For me, my moleskin goes everywhere with me. I like to put that in the back sleeve, along with a second notebook, Apple Magic Mouse in here, spare battery, opposite side. I always like to carry a wrist pad around with me. I got this at some bum market in Vietnam. I don't know what it is, but it works really well, and that always goes right in the middle for me. These small pockets are great for small adapters or SIM cards. But for me, it's just a pocket where I like to throw my pens. Cables, good to put in the back pocket, a little out of sight, out of mind. I know some of y'all out there might be like, no, the cables should go somewhere else. I don't know, where would you put the cables? Let me know in the comments. I'll put my tape measure right there and some tissues. And you can see sort of what we got going on right here. Like, this thing packs out pretty well. If you only got a couple of things, I think that this is gonna be overkill. But if you got lots of little tidbits and you want them all to have their perfect little slot and sleeve, that's where the CAP2 shines. But one thing I want to note about this main compartment is it's not big enough for your over-the-head earphones, over-the-head headphones, that's the one. As you can see right here, I got my Sony XMH5s, and there's just no way these guys are fitting. Nope, not comfortably. So if you're looking for a tech pouch that can also fit your larger over-the-ear headphones, be sure to wait for the alternative section because I got one very good recommendation for you. Zip that on up. And then for the top zipper pocket, you can put your keys. I never did, but for the sake of this video, we'll put our keys there. And I will pop my AirPods in this pocket because it is sort of a quick access, right? And I need my pods real fast sometimes. And maybe my Panadol when those headaches kick in as well. Now, back to these 2 front pockets, which I've never used once before. I have no idea what to put there. What would you put there? Let me know in the comments. I'm glad that they're there, but I don't know how to use them. And one thing to note about the CAP2 is it doesn't stand like very, very, very perfectly. Like, you see it's got like a lean to it, right? It's never quite fallen over on me, but you're always like afraid it is. But the good news is that anytime you're in work caddy mode, that thing's never fallen over. Yeah, I know this thing's cool, but it's not perfect. Let's wrap this review up by talking about the overall pros and the overall cons of the Evergoods CAP2. Overall pro number 1 is the innovative tech pouch to desk caddy opening design. Overall pro number 2, thoughtful organization. And pro number 3 is it's well padded to help protect your tech gear. But I got cons too, here they are. Con number 1 is that padding might make the CAP2 a little too heavy and brick-like for some. Con number 2 is the lack of a zipper puller on the exterior pocket. And con number 3 is that it might be pocket overkill for some. But just a reminder, if you're still here and you've weighed the pros and the cons, and you're ready to join the Evergoods cult, just a reminder that we do ask that you make a purchase with the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But let's say you're not quite sold, you want some of those alternative recommendations for other tech pouches, I got you. Alternative recommendation number 1 is this guy right here, the Alpaka Vertex pouch. This is for you if you like what Evergoods is bringing to the table with that tech pouch meets a desk caddy. But you want that tech pouch slash desk caddy to fit larger bits of gear like your over-the-head headphones. Barely, but they fit. I am a big fan of this tech pouch, and to learn more about it, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. Alternative recommendation number 2 is this guy right here, the modern Dayfarer tech pouch. This is for you if you're really turned off by the big bulkiness of the CAP2 and you just want something slim and sexy. Boom! Doesn't get much slimmer and sexier than that. This tech pouch just came back into my life and I forgot how much I freaking loved it. It's a joy to use, and to learn why, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full modern Dayfarer tech pouch review. And finally, alternative recommendation number 3 is this guy right here, the Bellroy desk caddy. Great option for you if you love that sort of tech pouch desk caddy combo, but you want something a little bit more, I don't know, sophisticated and beautiful, and a bit smaller and significantly less padded and bulky. I'll be honest, I go back and forth like on a weekly basis which one I like more, the desk caddy or the CAP2. They're kind of like so similar but so different. This one's gotta be on your radar though. And to learn why, just watch this video right here. If you have any questions about anything tech pouch related, let me know in the comments below. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.